Welcome to the Marina Show. I'm not Marina. That's right.
I'm Marina. Gina, what are you doing?
I'm her best friend, Gina. Hi, guys.
Gosh.
And I'll be taking charge of the show today. Did I do a good impersonation, by the way, guys? Yeah? Thanks. Okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marina, and I'm not on the Marina Show anymore.
We are going to interview Marina because she has quite the story to tell us.
I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Okay. I'm not really good at being on TV.
Really? You just have a show?
Just kidding. I'm a pro.
You just have a show after your name?
It's really nice to be on the Marina Show. She must be amazing.
She is, sometimes. So Marina, who's your father?
My daddy?
Yeah, what's his name?
Father Ammonius Gergis.
That's right.
Love you, Daddy.
So her dad is a priest. That must be hard. We call him also at our church double A.
Abuna Ammonius.
That's right. Got it? Double A. Anyways, so
let me get this straight. Are you going to ask me all the questions that everybody asks me when I'm an Abuna's daughter?
So
how does it feel to be like to be an Abuna's daughter? Do you confess to your dad? Does your dad go swimming? Does your dad wear an amis? Does your dad do this?
Does he only have like 7 black gowns and nothing else?
Yes.
I know. Okay, but our viewers don't know, and there are a lot of PKs out there. What does PK stand for?
Priest kid.
Don't you guys have a yearly convention?
Yes, and I never get to go.
That's probably when you'll see your potential husband.
Probably.
Just
And
so, let's talk about being a priest kid growing up. Okay, it must have been extremely hard, I would know, during high school.
You know what? It was
Oh, okay, sorry, go ahead.
It's even harder before high school. So in the 4th grade, my mom decided to give me a little haircut. And by little haircut, I mean a boy cut. Like literally cut my hair. Gina remembers
I wish we had that picture so you could see the difference. It would be like, oh, who's that little boy?
It looked like a boy.
It's
it looked
beautiful
like
Marina right now.
My name is Marina Gergis. I look like Mina Gergis. I am not kidding you. Okay, I look like a boy. Thank you, Mom. My hair has grown back very full. She's like, "Shad, Gani,
Nam,
we want to keep shad." So she cut it all off. Now look at the amount of hair. Nushkara beta. Ton of hair forever. Anyways.
But let's talk about the priest segment of it all.
And I'm getting into it, sister.
I'm sorry.
Hello. As the interviewer, you have to let the person talk.
We're very ADD, so we always forget to go back to our topic.
Okay, so I'll get back to it. So anyways, my mother cut my hair right off.
Right.
Okay, so I look like a boy. Does everybody envision this? Boy cut. Mina Gergis. So one time, being a priest kid, you go with your parents. You have a huge, huge blessing of getting to go with your dad on hospital visits and visits to people's houses and stuff. And I'm so blessed with that. And I was on a great blessing. I was visiting an elderly sick woman in the hospital. And she had some family there that we've never met before. So one of her cousins or maybe her nephews walks into the elevator with my father and I in the hospital. And I remember this like it was yesterday. So he walks into the elevator and he keeps staring at me. And I'm just like sitting there being my awkward little self, you know, like silly. And I'm wearing like a pink pair of shorts and a pink t-shirt from Walmart. Anyways.
Marina.
I was happy with it from Walmart.
Okay.
Walmart was the place to get clothes when you were younger.
Still is.
Still is. But I'm not going to promote Walmart because they have some serious corporate trouble. Anyways, I'm standing in the elevator and the guy keeps staring at me like this. I'm like, what's this guy's deal? Then he turns to my dad. This is a 45-year-old man.
Okay.
Turns to my dad. He's like, Abuna. Abuna. Yes?
Father.
Yes, dear? Father. Yes, dear? Father, isn't it inappropriate for the son of a priest to wear pink and wear earrings? And then my father gently turned to him and goes, Damish ibni, di binti. Which is to say, this is not my son, this is my daughter. And I was like, this is the worst moment of my entire life. You can see here that it was horrible being a priest's son/daughter and looking like a boy. Oh. And I remember crying in that elevator. That was one of the worst moments of my whole life. Also, another moment was when I was in the girls' washroom tying my shoelaces, And this Asian woman walks in, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, wrong washroom." I'm like, "Excuse me?" She's like, "Sorry, wrong washroom." She thought it was the boys' washroom. Anyways, that's not related to being a PK. Point being is that my dad stood up for me. And that's the most important thing about being a priest kid. Your dad, at the end of the day, is no different than anybody else. In fact, you're blessed to share him with everybody else. Like, my dad is someone that my friends like you, Gina, when Gina comes over to my house, he calls Gina his second daughter. And he really sees her as his daughter. And I love that I can share my dad with so many people. I feel so blessed. I feel blessed that I can call him dad and everybody else can call him dad. And I've definitely struggled with stereotypes, with people comparing themselves, with moms comparing themselves to me. I've been through a lot. But at the end of the day, my dad has always taught me one thing. It's not about being Abuna's daughter, it's about being God's daughter. Act in a way that's in accordance with being God's daughter. And that's how every girl should act, whether your dad's a priest or not. You are a child of the Most High, so you must conduct yourself in that way. And you honestly need to watch, like what I've learned over the course of these years of my life is that it's so easy to be a stumbling block when you don't mean to be. It's so easy.
Why don't you give us an example of that?
For example, one of my best friends growing up in high school was this guy named Alex. And he was my best friend. My parents knew about it, okay?
And he's a boy.
He's a boy.
This is why it's a problem.
He used to be friends with my dad. Obviously, there was no feelings. I had no feelings for him. He had no feelings for me. So one time, Alex is like, "Let's go to coffee," which is on Main Street, which is a street beside my house. And I said to my mom, "Always be honest to your parents. Trust me." I said to my mom, "Mom, I'm going to coffee with Alex. You know there's nothing between us. It's just coffee. We're in grade 12 now. It's not a big deal." So she's like, "No, don't go, because if somebody sees you, you're going to be a stumbling block." And I was like, "Mom, it doesn't matter what people think. God knows what I'm doing, and God knows that it's just going to be me and Alex, and there's nothing between us, and we're genuine, like brother and sister." And my mom's like, "I don't want you to go." But she let me go anyways, even though she said, "I really don't feel comfortable letting you do this." So I ended up going. Me and Alex had coffee. I came home. As you guys know, I'm a G4G counselor, so that's Girls for God. I'm not in charge of, but I'm blessed to have the responsibility for many girls at the church, maybe 30 to 40 girls. So one of the girls walks into the washroom one day. We're both washing our hands, and she's like, "Marina?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Do you have a boyfriend?" And I'm like, "No, we don't date," this and that, because I was younger at the time. I was 17. And she's like, "My mom saw you at Starbucks with a boy, and you were the boy by yourself. And I'm not allowed to go out with my boyfriend by myself, but you clearly are." And at that moment, I really wished I had listened to my mom. Because it wasn't about what I was doing, it's how it reflects to other people. We have a responsibility to lead people to the light. And as a priest's daughter, I take on that responsibility. I understand that people will compare me to themselves, that mothers will see me and report back. So this was actually a mom that saw me with a guy that nothing was going on. He was my brother, but it looked wrong. So as much as you have to be a child of the Most High and respect God, you also need to respect the way that people are going to view you. So being a priest kid, I feel like other people just have the responsibility to be God's child. I have the responsibility to be God's child, which is something I have chosen. And the other thing that I have to do is monitor the fact that people are always watching me and know that's going to reflect on me. And I never, ever want to deter someone from the right spiritual path. Even though I was doing something in innocence, it might very well give permission for a girl to stray on the wrong path, to go out with a guy she has feelings for alone, especially when she's younger. So that's something that I learned in my own life, that as a priest kid, it's important to take your parents' blessings. And I've also been in situations where people will craft lies about you and believe them. Because when someone sees that, it's just like being in a position of power, like being like the prime minister is always rumors or whatever, like political rumors or whatever. And I remember one of my friends went away for school and she came back, and I came to hug her because I'd missed her so much. She's like, "We can't hug." And I was like, "Why not?" She's like, "I've heard some stuff about you in the church." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" She's like, "Yeah, I've heard you've changed a lot over first year, and that you go to clubs now, and you're at a club every Friday night, and like you're dancing and all this stuff." And I'm like, how can that even be logistically possible when I'm doing my G4G service on Fridays and I stay and I teach the grade 11 class on youth group. So it wasn't even physically possible for me to be two places at once. It's just sometimes people stir up rumors all the time, and you have to be able to resist that. So when people say, is it a burden to be a priest kid? Like, is it hard? I actually see it as a blessing. I'm so blessed in the fact that my dad has raised me to be a child of God. So any other stumbling block outside of that is not a problem. I feel like I would act this way whether I was a priest's daughter or not if he was still my dad. And that's so important when raising children, when thinking of, okay, is the advice that my parents giving me right? Forget about your reputation. You honestly have to be like, at the end of the day, I am a child of the Most High, and am I pleasing Him? So that's how I feel about being a priest daughter.
That's good. I hope everyone feels that way about being a PK.
Being a PK is cool. Being a PK is cool. Thank you so much, Gina. You should end the show.
Sure. Thank you so much, Marina. That was great.
We'll see you next time on the Marina Show.
Is there a special way
you have to say that?
Yeah, is there a special way?
No, just do it yourself.
But because usually we end it off by respect yourself. So
oh.
How do you want to end it?
We'll see you next time on the Marina Show. Now you do it.
We'll see you next time on the Marina Show.